Welcome back to another update with the city manager. This is Jim Palenick, and I am Shelby Quinlivan, your communications manager. And we have some interesting news today to cover. We just had a council meeting on Tuesday, and we had a little adjustment to our CIC, Middletown Moving Forward, and we're moving it into a port authority. So, can you tell us a little bit about that and what that means for the community?
Yeah, this is really about how the city does economic development.
Mm-hmm.
And the CIC, as you mentioned, which is Community Improvement Corporation, and we have called that entity Middletown Moving Forward. And that's been in place for quite a number of years. And we've always been looking for some ways to sort of assist that entity to be able to have a little bit more in the way of tools that will assist economic development. And sometimes it was sort of hard to understand fully what its mission was and how we could accomplish it. So we sort of came to the conclusion that we could really improve that effort by actually moving the CIC into a successor agency as a municipal port authority. Because in the state of Ohio, port authorities have all of the abilities and all of the responsibilities that a community improvement corporation has, but at the same time, there are some additional, quite valuable things that a port authority can do that the CIC can't. Specifically, they have the ability to do tax-exempt bond financing, which could help us quite a bit when it comes to some of these large-scale residential developments on infill lots that we're looking at. They have the ability to do what's called a sales tax exemption, which is another incentive that allows for the construction materials that go into a project to be exempt from sales tax, and that could be very important to us as well. We can also work with other port authorities, work with land banks, act as a land bank. So again, from an economic development perspective, we think this is a really good, really important tool. It also gives the city and the city council a little bit better control over some of these things, that they do get approved and that they can move forward expeditiously. So we're kind of excited. Quite a number of the individuals that were involved with the CIC, they will still be on the board of the new Port Authority, but we'll also have a city council representative, as well as the city manager, myself, and the economic development director that will sit on this board. So expect to see a few more things here in the coming weeks that will finalize those details, and we're pretty excited that it's going to help us quite a bit when it comes to some of this economic development in the future.
Great news.
You bet.
Okay. We have some exciting news about the vaccine for COVID-19 and how it is moving in Middletown right now.
Absolutely. The Middletown Public Health Department, like a number of other entities, including some of the pharmacies and the health systems, have been able to get an allocation initially of vaccine. In our case, 600 doses of the Moderna vaccine. And so our public health department employees have been already distributing and inoculating a number of people in the community using up those first 600 doses. Literally at any time, we'll see those used. As those are completed, we'll ask for future allocations, and those will continue as we move forward. And of course, there's a tiered system in which there's priorities established. And what they've been doing is inoculating the so-called 1A priorities, which tends to be your healthcare providers, your first responders. So for instance, our firefighters, who are also trained paramedics and EMS, they're first responders. So they are eligible. They're in part of that 1A tier.
Yeah.
And in the future, we're going to be doing a website and allow people to pre-register so that in advance of them becoming the next priority, we'll know who's ready and we'll be able to be more expeditious in getting those out there. We'll probably establish what's called a no waste list as well, because some of these vaccines, the vial contains a certain number of doses, and you would waste it if you didn't get them all out there. So if you have some group of people and there's not enough there and you need to use it up, you sort of go to your no waste list, and then that person gets that dose. So we'll do everything we can to get this out as quickly and as efficiently as we can. And I think the public should look to this new website that we'll create and be ready to sort of pre-register so that they'll have a chance in the future to get these vaccines.
Great. Good news for Middletown. We're looking forward to that.
Absolutely. I mean, we want people to continue to be very diligent about maintaining their own safety in terms of the personal and social distancing, wearing masks, doing the sanitizing and hand washing. But at the same time, there certainly is optimism for a future with the vaccines coming.
Great. So until next time, this is Updates with the City Manager. We will see you soon.
Thank you.